This is the ethics team in our conference room.
Hard at work.
Hard at work, figuring out.
It's approximately 7 a.m. on 6:45.
Like, sometimes these are going to be situations where you have a choice of doing the right thing or losing your job or having a very negative outcome for yourself.
Right.
And I think the other big takeaway is remember what this felt like now, because in a real job scenario, it's not going to be as easy to say, yeah, I'd walk away from the job. Mm-hmm. So and it's a nice segue into the ethics toolkit that we leave them with, because it's kind of like, write this down or like commit this to memory what this felt like, because you can make that same decision. The stakes are going to be higher, but.
And I think it's most valuable if the scenarios are written in a way that there's not a very clear right and wrong, that there's some ambiguity to it, because it's one thing to say this is clearly wrong, you should compromise your friendship to do it. It's another thing to say, I'm not sure, do I then take the extra step to compromise a friendship or my job, not being sure about it?
Right.
Yeah.
Because it's like it's ambiguous who's really being hurt.
Right.
I mean, it's not that.
Who here would tell your boss that you are uncomfortable and challenge them a little bit? We're all fellows.
But I'm not sure you get that response.
Yeah. Who here would ask a friend or their parents or somebody else what they think they should do? No, I didn't. That's great. Well, that's perfect. And so we're going to move on now, but I just wanted to talk about some of the things that we wanted you to get out of this exercise specifically.
The way that it's structured right now is we start with this on the job, Google lead in, kind of get you thinking and excited. Then the on the job piece is meant to explore all your options and weigh your options, pros and cons. And so the framework is define the problem and explore your options. Then consider your values, that's the second piece. And then the third piece is outcomes, and basically who's affected and how this plays out. So Brooke will go through her module on that's about the values piece, and then we'll go through a third, which is the most ambiguous, and that's about the outcomes piece. So the idea is that we're building as we go.
Yeah. And so I feel like, their business model isn't this mystery. I feel like it's much more transparent than other organizations out there. And then you said, when Google enters new markets, they often play by their censorship rules, but they also did exit China, which is a very lucrative market. And I think that takes a lot of guts. It's like 1 billion plus users now all on Baidu, right? And that's a lot of lost revenue. So I feel like there's a lot of instances where they have kind of shown this kind of leadership, saying, yeah, there's lots of profits, and we are going to leave money on the table because we're going to take this opposite stance to it. So.
Great. I think those are both really valid arguments. There's, in this case, like in many other cases, there's no necessarily right or wrong answer, and that's part of what we're going to discuss today. A couple of takeaways from this. One is that ethical issues really are all around us, and sometimes they can be hidden beneath the surface. Many of you may have not thought about Google as ethical or unethical before, but these issues are there. Gordon.
Miami.
Frank the man. Dane.
Miami, we're here.
Wow.
Lounging on the beach.
Woo! Ready, go.
There we go.
1, 2, 3. Yeah.
One more time. Ready? One more time.
1, 2, 3. Blow it up. Nobody blew it. Only I was going alone now.
But you blew it up good. You blew it up legit. Hola. Hola. Dos.
Any message for Diana?
We are having a great and wonderfully productive time.
Just quick for here.
Thanks for lunch.
All right. Hey, how are you guys doing? We had a wonderful time this weekend. First off, I wanted to share my gratitude for you guys being willing to allow us to have such a wonderful event and sponsoring it. I really do feel like the purpose of us coming together was to solidify relationships, and try and take that seed that was planted at the symposium and help it to nourish it and help it to grow. And I think that's really happening. We're starting to feel some nice connections with all the different fellows, and we think that's going to lead to long-lasting friendships and hopefully impact in the future. So we've gotten a lot of good work done as well this weekend, and it's been something that we feel hopefully every fellow class will get to do in the future if you guys continue to sponsor it. So thanks for everything, and we are excited to show you what we've got in a couple months, and we'll talk to you later.
Just wanted to say we had an amazing time this weekend. Everybody spent a lot of time bonding, got to know each other even better than before. Got to hang out on the beach, went out for dinner, went to the basketball game. So everybody really enjoyed it, and it's nice to meet everybody's families and just hang out. And we spent a lot of time working on really building out our ethics curriculum, and I think we're all happy with where we are and the progress we've made. And we're looking forward to putting the finishing touches on it and presenting it to the McGowan team. So thank you very much. It's been great.
It's been an awesome weekend here in Miami. We've obviously enjoyed the sun and the beach and the good company, and getting to know everyone's significant others has been really great, and I think brought us all a lot closer together. And we've gotten, I think, a lot more work done than anyone expected as well, which is great. So we ran through the entire ethics curriculum that we put together, and we're pretty happy with how it was received and got some great feedback for how to fix it up, and we're getting pretty excited for actually doing a pilot in a school in a couple weeks. So all in all, fantastic weekend. Thanks, McGowan, for letting us do it.
All right, well, thank you, McGowan, for this wonderful weekend. We really had a lot of fun, and we're actually quite productive, surprisingly. We as other people have mentioned, we made a lot of progress on our ethics curriculum and really got to test it out and learned a lot just by having an audience who hadn't been thinking about it, try it out. It was really good to get the other fellows involved and also get our team involved with the charter project and give our feedback. So it was really good to get us all together. It's hard to do these things over the phone. We've been making good progress, but made a lot more progress in the last couple of days, and I thought it was awesome. So great. Thank you again.
Hi everybody, it's Dane from Miami. I just wanted to say thanks so much for the weekend. It was really beneficial for us and a lot of fun. It was great to learn about the other team's work. They have a great educational curriculum for the ethics class coming up, and we got a lot of great feedback from their team as well on our stuff. So I think we're pushing forward along on both fronts, having a lot of fun, and it was also great to learn about each other's family members that we got to meet down here. It was great to see the kids and the significant others and the future wives and husbands. So it was a real great success. Thanks so much for your support, and we look forward to seeing you in Washington, D.C. Bye-bye.